I'm Paulette Morrissey from Tulip Square Studio, and today I'm going to give you a real quick video on how to make a log cabin block using a Quilt-As-You-Go method. So this is a log cabin block. Everybody is pretty familiar with log cabin blocks, and this is a really quick, easy one to make. But this one is done using the Quilt-As-You-Go method. So you're going to be quilting it and piecing it all in one step. So let's go to the sewing machine and learn how to do that. Right over there. Okay, so this is the block I'm going to demonstrate on. It's just your basic log cabin block. This technique will work whatever size block you're making. So what you always have in a log cabin is your center square, and then the first square on this half, because I'm going to go blue and pink, or you can go light and dark, whatever. The first square going this way will be the same size as your square. Like this is 2 inches by square, this is 2 inches square. This piece was 2 by 3.5, which means the first one going over here is also 2 by 3.5. And then each one of these, this one and this one is the same size, this one and this one is the same size, this and so on. So that's all the same as when you're putting a log cabin block together, the traditional way where you piece the top and then put it together. But this time we're going to do it the opposite way. We're going to put it together while we quilt it. So what you need for that is you need your backing and your batting already together. They're all pressed nice and flat, and you need all your basic pieces just like you would have for your block. And you would start with the first piece, and it's got to be in the center. So you need to start your block a little bit bigger than what your finished one is going to be, just to give you a little air space, because you're going to try and put this exactly in the center, but you know, you might be off by a fraction of an inch. So I'm just measuring for a 12-inch square, and the finished block is 10.5 inches square. So I'm just going to put this here, move this over. 5 to 7 would be the middle of a 12-inch square. So I've got 5 inches this way, 5 inches this way, and come on, 5 by 7. A little more than 5 inches this way, and a little more than 5 inches this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start sewing, and you start by putting your center piece is nice and centered, and it's right side up. Then you take your first square, which would be this piece right here, and you're going to put it right sides facing on top of your first square, like so. And then I'm just going to sew one seam, and always make sure that you're using 1/4-inch seams and they're nice and exact. And you're just going through all your layers. Now remember, I've got my backing, my batting side up, backing is right side down. Make sure they're all lined up nicely. And I'm going to just sew one line of these two little pieces.
And we gotta cut the threads always. Alright.
Now you're going to take that first piece, and you're going to open it up like that. Let's just get it. Okay, so I'm opening this up, and I'm just finger pressing it. Now if you want to, you can take this over to your ironing board and iron it nice and flat, but I kind of like finger pressing because it gives it a little more puffiness. And then I'm going to take my first piece, my next piece of this color, which will be this one, and it's going to go here. So I'm just going to lay it over here against these two, and I'm going to sew this side right here. Nice 1/4-inch seam. Okay, I'm just going to try keeping this in the same position. Now I'm going to unfold that. Finger press it down nicely. Make sure you get that seam opened up when you finger press. And then I'm going to take the first pink one, which would be this one here, lay it across the top, and sew across here. Try to keep cutting your threads so they're not in your way. Now, unfold that piece. You keep going around clockwise. Next piece up will be this one. So we sew that right here. And see what I'm doing? Just going around like this, following the pattern, just like you would do when you're making any log cabin. And I'm not doing this, but I could be. Using a walking foot works really nice for this. Keeps your layers nice and even. I'm just going to unfold this one. Add the next blue one right here. Sew along this edge, open it up. Now you can see as I'm going, I don't know if you can tell this or not, but I'm not exactly straight along my batting. This side is a little bit bigger than this side, which is why I start with a bigger piece just in case I didn't get it lined up perfectly. So it's not going to be a problem at all, but always make sure that you start with a slightly bigger piece so you don't have an issue with running out of your background. And then I'm going to sew the next one, which is the first pink, the same size as that blue. Next up, next pink goes right here. Stick it on right here. Stitch it down. This one goes next. This was the last blue color, the outside blue. Open it up and make sure, like I said before, you're opening these up completely, so you're not just leaving it kind of bunched back there. You've got to make sure these are opened all the way. So if you're more comfortable ironing each level, you can do that, but you do have to make sure they're opened completely. Otherwise, each successive strip will be a little bit too long. We're doing the last blue side. And as I'm getting to these longer strips, it's obvious that my walking foot would have made this easier. You see, I'm right to that side. I've got a little bit of extra that I can cut off. Now we've got our next pink goes right here. And we have one last strip. Got that one there. And we have the last pink strip. Goes right here. Just turn it down. Line it up. And stitch it. And there we have it. Same block as we've got here, only this one has been trimmed and I sewed around the edges. But there you have a Quilt-As-You-Go log cabin block. Now what you would is we just sew around the outside edge. Okay, so now you know how to make a log cabin block using the Quilt-As-You-Go technique. These are really easy to make. They make really nice pot holders if you use extra layers of batting. And then once you get to this point and you've got your extra layer of batting in there, all you have to do is bind it and it's done. You couldn't ask for a quicker thing. But this is a good technique to know. It will come in handy from time to time, and I hope you enjoyed that. And if you enjoy watching our little instructional videos, please hit the like button and subscribe, and check out our website at tulipsquare.com for all kinds of patterns and videos and free things, and have fun browsing. And everybody have a good day, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.